office. I want to remind you that we sent out a message that at 8 o'clock we were closing the shelters. We're closing the shelter doors. If folks are still on their way there, if you're listening on the radio, and you're on your way to the shelters now, continue with that mission. Make it there right now. They will let you in, but you need to be there very soon. The time is not, it does not allow us to continue to keep the shelter doors open without putting our folks in danger. I can tell you that at 8 o'clock at the top of the hour, we sent crews over to take a wind measurement at the top of the bridge. We've had measurements within the last hour of a sustained 25 miles an hour. I would not be surprised at all if in the next hour we close the bridges to traffic. If there's somebody who is on the other side of the bridge who still intends to come back over, they've got very limited time to make it back over the bridges. Very limited time. As I said, the shelters are closing. There's not really anywhere for them to go, so they need to be making critical decisions now. If they're going to stay, they need to stay. If not, those bridges are going to be closed very, very soon. Please, folks, this is a very dangerous Category 4 storm. I know a lot of folks down south have missed a big brunt of this, but it's getting ready to come into our area. We're very concerned about our residents. We're very concerned about people who have made the decision to stay in some of these areas that we said were mandatory evacuation areas. At some point tonight, law enforcement, first responders will be not responding to calls anymore. And you don't want to be in a situation where you're having something where you need to call 911 and there's no one there to help. Make your way to the place that you're headed to right now. Get inside. We've been sharing lots of photos. If you're curious about what it looks like, please do not go out on the streets. Do not take photos. Do not take videos. We have media folks that are doing that. We're sharing videos with professionals that are out there in the streets. Get to wherever it is that you are going to shelter yourself throughout this hurricane and stay there. We have a scheduled press conference for midnight tonight. That's the next time we're going to address you. I suspect that, like I said, in the next half hour, the next hour, we're probably going to be sending out a press release closing those bridges. I can't tell you when that's going to be, but I know it's coming soon. So please stay tuned. We'll keep those messages going out. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
The power outages. Could you talk about that a little?
We have had some reported power outages. There was one in Sebastian on George Street, I believe it was, up in Sebastian. We did send a fire crew up there. They assessed the situation. FPL is working on that. We've had a couple reports of down lines in Roseland, some sparking from lines in the Roseland area. There was an issue that we posted a photo of a power pole over in Indian Shores. Vero City Electric came out and took care of that issue. There was not a power loss as of right now. We are still accepting reports of power outages, and we encourage you, even if you realize that this is storm related, to go ahead and call that in. That information gets logged. The number is 1-800-4-OUTAGE, 1-800-4-OUTAGE. Get it logged with FP&L. That way the crews know who's been without the power longest, who is it that has the issues, and where those issues are. Please call those in. It's very important that you get that out. Other questions?
Do you have an idea of how many people have decided to not evacuate? I know we saw police and some sheriff's office storage driver driving around.
We did meet with some folks that did choose to stay. We've identified where they're at from the sheriff's office. We have that information logged in our system. I can't give you an exact number, but I do know that in low-lying areas, in some of our mobile home parks, and in parts of the Barrier Island, people have made the decision to stay. And of course, those are going to be folks that we go check on as soon as we get the all clear as part of our search and rescue, our mission.
Could someone describe the re-entry procedure or re-entry process? What is it that the first responders are doing to make sure that the area is safe for people to return?
After the winds die down to a level that we deem safe, probably in the tropical storm area or below, first responders will head out and their primary mission will be search and rescue. As they're doing that, they're going to identify streets and roadways that are blocked. They're going to be calling those things in, and we're going to have road and bridge crews that are available to go clear those. Obviously, as Chief King said during the last briefing, the main arteries are going to be a big focus of that. We want to get those streets cleared so we can get activity rolling. And as that happens, we will begin to communicate with the public as to when it is safe to return to the roadways.
I know at one point there was a voluntary evacuation order issued for people for the US 1 to the intercoastal.
That remains.
Okay, so
That
that's changed
voluntary.
to okay.
No, that voluntary evacuation order remains. US 1 east to the intercoastal waterway is still under a voluntary evacuation. Again, shelters are closing, so it's not the time to be moving. You need to figure out what you're gonna do. If you've got bags of mulch or something around that you can blockade a door, do it, because it's getting to be too late.
Do you have an idea of what time this area could see the worst impact?
Anybody wanna speculate on that?
The National Weather Service is suggesting that somewhere around midnight to 2 a.m. will be the front of those higher winds. It's going to drag on for a while. They're suggesting that we're going to have tropical force winds on the front edge, 39 miles an hour, to the tail end at 39 miles an hour, about 22 to 24 hours. So it's going to be a long time. Of course, the hurricane force winds will be less than that, but it's going to be a substantive period of time, and it can cause a great danger to anybody who did not evacuate when they were advised to.
What kind of numbers are we seeing at the shelters? I think at 1 p.m. we were around 500.
We have over 1,000 people that are sheltered with us. Our pet-friendly shelter is full. I believe the number of dogs was over 100.
Over
that
100.
That they were sheltering. There are some photos of that shelter up on our social media. Hopefully you'll share that out. And we're not at capacity. We do have more space, but again, time is of the essence. If folks aren't on their way now, they're probably going to miss those doors. They need to get there as soon as possible.
Besides those capacity issues at the one shelter, any other issues we're having in the shelters?
No, the other
None.
shelters have space.
What's the shelter that's at capacity? Is that the pet friendly?
Pet-friendly Liberty Magnet.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is there something you could say to the public, because this storm, like you said, the impact will probably be at times when people will be falling asleep. Is there any recommendations you have for people at home? Do they stay awake? Is it okay to go to bed? If they're bed, do you have any recommendations like that?
Gee.
We'll be out.
From the very beginning, our very earliest press release, we suggested people have to be responsible for themselves, responsible for their families. I know that if I were home, I would be staying awake to take care of my family, and I think it's the appropriate thing to do. I'll have time to sleep when the storm is over, but I'm very protective of my family, my pets, and my property. And so I think that I would urge others to do the same thing.
We'll see you guys back here at midnight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.